I don't recall addressing you, worm.
No, I thought perhaps...
In the unlikely event that I ever require you for some reason, I shall find you. Until then, I see no reason for us to be speaking.
A mortal a day keeps the dawn guard away.
I'll be...
Or... something like that. Sparkle? I don't sparkle.
Well, where have you been, Vingarmo? No one's stuck in a book all day.
Orthiolf, I'm surprised. I didn't even think you knew what a book
I am
was.
above the petty squabbles here. I have lived for far too long to be bothered with them.
And you do
Lord
be
Harken.
careful of who-
Now what is our
He
Lord's
simply
wish?
said it is time.
Well, well. He wants the chalice then. You've heard of the Bloodstone Chalice?
I've never heard of it.
It is a rather well-kept secret. The chalice has been in Lord Harken's possession for quite some time now. It is, when used properly, able to increase the potency of our powers. He has neglected using it for ages. If he wants it filled now, then grander things are afoot. This is good. Follow me. I'll take you to it. Lord Harken has never cared to use the chalice, relying on his more than adequate powers until now. This is an intriguing change. Excuse us. I need to fetch the Bloodstone Chalice.
The chalice? Why?
What you up to, Garan?
Lord Harken's orders, Orthiolf. Calm yourself. Our friend here has been ordered to fill the chalice.
Really?
Indeed. He's off to Redwater
Well
Den.
then, best of luck to you.
Vingalmo and Orthiolf are Harken's primary advisors. I'm sure they're quite surprised to learn that you're taking the chalice. And here we are. Now, this chalice needs to be filled directly from the blood spring that is the source of Redwater Den. But that's not enough. Once that's done, the blood of a powerful vampire needs to be added to it. Keep in mind that Redwater Den has fallen into, well, let's just say less reputable members of society now dwell there. It's your choice whether to attempt to deal with them or force your way through. Hurry back. You don't want to keep Lord Harken waiting. I am above the petty squabbles here. I have lived an ancient font full of power. As much as it looks like blood, sadly, still, its liquid is powerful, full of magic. Others have noticed, though they have never fully realized its potential.
Beautiful flowers and trees are really nice and refreshing. Gives a nice change from all that time before when I had to walk across barren, war-ridden wastelands. Hey! So thankful there are horses and carriages in Skyrim. I know the pain of having your two legs be the only form of traveling through barren wasteland. You're so pathetic! You actually think you can win? Let's play a game. It's called Who's Still Standing? Don't worry, there's a very clear winner, and it's about to be me.
Someone do something.
Give him hell!
not worth it to put in my records, so goodbye.
Look, I'm just here to keep watch. What you're looking for is down inside. You here for the skooma? Head around inside. There's a trap door that'll lead you in.
I got nothing on me. If you're looking for skooma, head on downstairs. Help!
Hold it. If you're going downstairs, you keep your weapons to yourself, or we'll be getting better acquainted. Head on in, and behave yourself. Your skin's as pale as the snow.
Maybe
You
at the end
scared
of
of
this
sunlight
cave,
or something?
we'll find a majestic
Until next
unicorn.
time.
But then
Oh, welcome. I don't believe we've seen you here before, have we? You can buy from me, then join any booth you'd like.
What is this place?
Wait, you're serious? This is the Redwater Den, purveyors of the best skooma outside of Balmore.
What is so special about your skooma?
The secret is our mystic Redwater Spring. The magic in the waters opens the mind to experience skooma in a way like never before.
How about a sample?
Since it's your first time, sure. Find a booth and enjoy. You seem tense. Join a booth and relax a bit. Or did you need another fix? Watch what you're doing!
The smell here. Let's try
Need
to handle
something?
this quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Be careful! You there! Bring me another bottle of skooma. Wait. Who are you? You look like fun. Pull up a seat, friend.
Yes?
Stay away. Is someone there?
Hold on. Did you hear something?
You won't be winning this battle, or any...
Victory is yours.
I see you now.
Are you alright? Let me know if you need anything.
Never should have come here.
Will there ever be a day where we'll talk before fighting? No, I don't think so. But I don't mind. Maybe I should have invested in a larger bag. It's hard to fight with all these files. Oh, was that it? Okay then. Onwards, I guess. Dragonborn, Dragonborn, does whatever a dragon can. Well, I don't think flying. Nothing for me.
Is someone there?
Rest in pieces. It'll be easier for the skeevers to clean up your mess. Take this! Ow! Dragonborn, do you hate me or something? Recording Dragonborn here! Oh, I just realized that was probably a horrible idea.
I'm glad you're here. Sounds good.
don't kill because I like to. I kill because I love to. Requiesca, I mean, bye! Oh, was that it? Okay then. Onwards, I guess. You're so pathetic! You actually think you can win? Ooh, a cave. Thoughts record? Well, Dragonborn, I'm sure there's lots of things in there that just want to tear our hearts out. But you're the boss.
Nice job. I have to admit, I'm impressed.
Did you feel that? It feels like... By the way, isn't it time for dinner yet? Record. 5D. 20. Oh, forget it. I need a moment here. Rest in pieces. It'll be easier for the spirits to clean up your mess. Victory to Team Dragonborn again. Maybe I should just delete the Dragonborn loses category. Hello. All right, back to organizing for me.
I'm okay with the dark, but I've spent more than my share of time in caves already. What now?
All right, Cupcake.
Do you need something?
Yes, Dragonborn?
Yes?
It's really too bad, you know. The little accident you had here. Completely unexpected.
Yeah, too bad. Lord Harkon's new favorite. Dead so soon after joining the family.
We're just lucky I was here to return the chalice to Vingalmo so he could make sure Harkon gets it back.
Wait, what? That's not what we agreed. We take it back together.
Idiot. You didn't really think I'd let you walk out of here either, did you? Vingalmo wants you both dead.
Well, that's just fine. Orthyolf told me to finish off anyone who got in the way.
Just die! Die, die, die! Okay, what is it with these wooden shields? I don't want to burn up again like I did back in Death Mountain, let alone Dragon Fires.
Don't go setting the place on fire, okay?
Good evening. Farewell. Need something?
Greetings.
Need something? All right then.
Hey! Hit! Soft!
Good evening.
Need something? Good evening.
Interesting.
Dragonborn, Dragonborn, does whatever a dragon can. Well, I don't...
Hello! Doing well? If maybe the same merchant who carried us through that web of valleys can impart the same privilege unto you. Seek him out near Markarth, if you will. Bless you. Did I file all the combat records yet? Better double check. Alright, back to organizing for me. Mara's blessings.
All right. See you around.
Bless you. Doing well?
You won't be stopping the Dragonborn. Not while I breathe. You can run!
A mortal a day keeps the dawn guard away. Or something like that.
Did you feel that?
Don't get in my way,
Feels like
and I won't tear your arms off.
hunger.
Isn't it?
By the way, isn't it time for dinner yet?
I see you have returned. Lord Harkon will be pleased. You met Stulf and Salonia, I assume? Lord Harkon and I suspected they might follow you there.
I killed them both.
As well you should have. Welcome to the politics of Lord Harkon's court. Vingalmo and Orthiolf both long for our Lord's throne, but cannot make overt moves against him. Each sought to gain power by using his underling to kill. By ensuring the chalice reaches our Lord, you have increased his power over them. And at the same... You've done Lord Harkon 2 great services. Now, I believe that Lord Harkon wishes to speak with you. I am above the petty squabbles here. I have lived for... Speak with Ferren Sadri. He has something for you. Enjoy yourself. I saw more than enough political maneuvering in my time in House Dress. I was tired of it then, and I'm tired of it now.
I think my father wanted to see you. Have you talked to him yet?
Ah, you are here. Good.
There are some things I want to ask you about.
Sounds good.
You have earned my trust, so I will share what I can.
That's all I wanted to ask.
Very well.
Tell me again about being a vampire lord.
Can you feel the power of the ancient blood
wanted to speak to
coursing
me.
through your veins?
Yes, I did. When I told you that I was grateful for my daughter's safe return, I told the truth. But I did not tell you everything.
You wanted to speak to me?
Yes, I did. When I told you that I was grateful for my daughter's safe return, Good. Strong instincts and a cunning mind will serve you as well as blade, spell, or claw. As you know, vampires are powerful, but we have limits. Our great enemy is the sun. And until recently, it's an enemy we've had no way to fight. For centuries, I searched for an answer to this problem. I found an old prophecy written by a moth priest. Those scholars who read the Elder Scrolls. The prophecy tells of a time in which vampires will gain power over the sun and will no longer fear its tyranny. I believe the secret to unraveling that prophecy is written in Serana's Elder Scroll. I have ordered the court to assemble. I have a new task for us all to carry out, and that includes you. Come now, and hear my proclamation.
Okay, what is it with these wooden shields? I don't... burn up again like I did back in Death Mountain, let alone dragon fires.
Scions of the night, hear my words. The prophesied time is at last upon us. Soon we will claim dominion over the sun itself, and forge a new realm of eternal darkness. Now that I have reclaimed one of my Elder Scrolls, we must find a moth priest to read it. I have spread false rumors about the discovery of an Elder Scroll in Skyrim to lure a moth priest here. Now it is time to see if those efforts have borne fruit. Go forth and search the land for rumors of a moth priest within our borders. Look to the cities. Speak to innkeepers, carriage drivers, anyone who would meet a trap. Go now, and carry out this task. This is my command.
It will be done, my lord.
Most interesting.
Any idea how you're going to find a moth priest? Skyrim's a pretty big place.
Where would a moth priest actually go?
Well, back before you know. The College of Winterhold was the first place I'd think to go to for any kind of magic or historical thing. The wizards know about all kinds of things that people probably shouldn't know about. Actually, now that I think of it, I'm going to come along with you. I've been really wanting to get out and explore a bit. You may not know this, but Garrett and I do get along quite well. We both love magic.
Vingulmo,
Is there... Can I do anything for you?
I don't recall addressing you, worm.
No, I thought perhaps...
In the unlikely
Right behind
event
you.
that I ever require you for some reason, I shall find you. Until then, I see no reason for us to be speaking.
Very good. I'll be going now. I hope you find life in the castle to be to your liking.
I need training in speech.
I'm afraid you're beyond my meager abilities. I'm sorry I cannot serve you better.
I don't want to hear about it. I want what I asked for.
Until next time. Yes, fair enough.
Life here has many advantages. Don't you agree?
What can I do to help?
I've been performing a little research. I've located the petrified remains of an elder vampire. You'd be surprised what people leave behind when you burn their village to the ground. Revel in your power.
What are you waiting for? Get out there and find a moth priest. Go now.
Fura
and
is a
prove that
simple
my
woman of
faith in
action, you could
was
say.
not misplaced.
Whatever my father would say, she'd do. Ronthil tends to get on Farron's nerves quite a lot, don't you think?
Were you always a vampire?
That's a long story.
I want to hear it.
I guess we kind of have to go way back, to the very beginning. Do you know where vampirism came from?
I would guess it came from a Daedric lord.
Exactly. The first vampire came from Molag Bal. She was not a willing subject, but she was still the first. Molag Bal is a powerful Daedric lord, and his will is made reality. For those willing to subjugate themselves, he will still bestow the gift, but they must be powerful in their own right before earning his trust.
How did you actually become a vampire then?
The ceremony was degrading. Let's not revisit that, but we all took part in it. Not really wholesome family activity, but I guess it's something you do when you give yourselves to a Daedric lord.
There were, well, complications.
I don't want to hear about it. I want
How has it affected your family?
Yes, fair enough, of course.
Well, you've met most of us. My father's... And it all ended with me being locked underground for who knows how long. It's definitely been a bad thing, on the whole.
Are you all right?
I will be. Just give me a little time. Out of all of us, Garen has been around here the longest. That's why he can seem so distant at times.
What do you know about Elder Scrolls?
I mean, as much as anyone. Not a lot. You'd figure a couple 100 years locked away with... Turns out, you don't learn much just from sleeping with something.
Well...
Are you saying you want to learn more about me?
Not at this rate, no.
Oh damn.
What's on your mind?
The tale of the great moth priest. Wait, how about the tale? Let's just get this over and done with. Skyrim's a big place, so it might take some time to say the least before we find the priest.
Dragonborn?
Farron is quite the astute mage. In fact, he took some lessons from my mother back in the day.
So, here we are again.
Here we are.
Quite the family reunion, I would say.
Yes. The welcome I received felt really cold, even by vampire standards. My father, after After all these years, that's the first thing he asks me. I trust you have the scroll. Yes, I have the scroll, gods.
I'm sorry about that.
Thanks. Sorry, I have a whole host of emotions I don't know how to deal with. My family. It probably wasn't what you'd call normal.
It's fine.
Anyway, I'm glad you're here with me. So, where are we off to now?
What's on your mind?
There's this wretched memory which haunts me. It makes me miserable every time. Let's just keep moving, all right? I agree with Fura. Orloff and Vingalmo bicker way too much. Gets on my nerves.
Do you have a moment to talk?
Do you need something?
So do you know how to cook?
I do. My mother tapped me back on the island. That kind of thing came along with my alchemy training. I may not be the gourmet, but I can sure whip up a great stew. If you want, I could make some for you sometime.
Do you have a moment to talk?
Oh? What is it?
I'd like to be able to keep track of you more often.
That sounds weird. What are you getting at?
I know it does, but hear me out. I'd like some way to be able to see where you are in case each of us gets lost.
Well, that sounds better. I mean, it is a valid concern, really. Fortunately for you, I happen to know an incantation for this. Here, give me your journal. Every time you open it up to look at some quests, you should also now see Serana tracking marker. Move your finger over that, and there you have it. Your very own marker which shows wherever I am at any given point in time. I do trust, though, you will only use this for adventuring purposes and nothing else. I prefer to have some privacy whenever I can, okay? The Tale of the Great Moth Priest Hunt. Not something I'd want to read. Oh? What is it?
Any thoughts?
About...
Skyrim and Tamriel. You've been asleep for a while.
Yeah, actually. I definitely didn't expect there to be a war of succession while I was gone. Also, I never expected a Cyrodiilic empire to conquer Tamriel. That Tiber Septum. Even the Remnants didn't achieve godhood. But what do you think of all this?
I'm proud. While I do not worship Talos myself, I applaud his accomplishments.
Me too. Looks like we agree on something. Yes?
Do you have a moment to talk?
All right.
Did you ever want to ask me anything?
Yeah, actually. This might seem a bit heavy, but hear me out. What's your outlook on life? What gets you up every morning?
The desire for me to explore new lands and see new things.
Me too. Just getting pent up on that island. Ugh. It feels so good to be outside and adventuring for once. Farron dabbles in some Daedric alchemy.
Do you have a moment?
If you need some of the more do you need something?
I've always wondered, why do you speak so casually?
What do you mean?
You're a royal vampire. You don't sound nearly as regal as your father.
Well, I guess it's because I never felt that kind of thing was for me. I was always expected to act a certain way, and was never really asked if that was what I truly wanted. I always knew I was meant for more, not like one of those girls who felt pretty and stood inside their castles all day. And then things started getting icy between my parents. That basically hit the nail on the head for me, at least for how I wanted to live. I saw neither of them as role models after that.
Nothing like a goose chase around the whole damned province.
Do you have a moment to talk?
Oh? What is it?
Is there anything else you want to know about me?
Now that I think of it, there is. What brings you to Skyrim?
Man, I wonder how important these are, because there's definitely like an approval meter. So like, this is what I would normally go with, but I'm curious to see what she says to this. But man,
I
see
came
what
to
she
find
says.
love.
Oh, and have you?
Indeed I have. It's you.
Ugh, stop it, will you? I don't know what to do with myself when you look at me like that. Why did I even encourage you?
Hey, the RIZZ! The RIZZ!
Would you mind giving me some home-cooked stew?
I'll cook something right up. So, what's on your mind?
What's on your mind?
Growing up back on the island, I barely left the... However, most of even that is sadly out of date, by at least several centuries. Talk about a fish out of water. That's why I need you to show me around this wonderful land. Be a good guide for this old relic. Do you need something?
Do you have a moment to talk?
What? Can I assist
All
you?
right.
You know I live to serve.
No, I don't need anything right now. Please, stop asking.
Yes.
Any books you've enjoyed as of late?
I have, actually. Have you ever read The Herbalist's Guide to Skyrim?
Yes, I have.
Then you should know how amazing this book is, really. So many different types of ingredients and properties. It's truly fascinating. The illustrations are so vivid, and pretty accurate too. Forgive me, I get carried away when I talk about these things. But what about you? What do you think of the book?
I agree with you. I enjoyed the book quite much.
Great, you have good tastes.
How did you come across this book?
I read it after you brought me back home for the first time. The castle certainly hasn't aged well, but at least someone's been updating our family library. This book was on my rather long reading list, because, you know, I only have 1,000 years worth of catching up to do. Both fun and not fun. Even for a bookworm such as myself, this was quite overwhelming. Yes, Dragonborn?
Do you have a moment to talk?
All right.
What did you usually do back in the castle?
Not much, because there isn't really anything to do when you live on an island. And yes, on rare occasions I did travel to Skyrim with my father, on business. By which I mean intimidation, scheming, bribery, blackmail, an execution or two. You know, your typical chores of a Volkihar patriarch. And he did teach me some of those skills, if you could put it that way. But I didn't really do anything fun for the most part. I definitely didn't have a normal childhood. I guess that's what you get for being a follower of Moloch Ball. Though, Besides the typical gardening and reading, I also did sing quite a bit. I wasn't nearly good enough to join the Bard's College, but I was pretty decent at it, and it made me feel less lonely. Tell you what, give me some time to warm up a bit on the side, and maybe I'll sing something for you. What's the plan?
Do you have a moment to talk?
Do you need something?
What's your opinion about the Red Guards?
Well, I do admire their fondness for the sea, as pirates, sailors, or adventurers of the open waters. I used to read stories and great tales of Red Guard pirates, from the shores of Stros Mackay to the farthest reaches of the Abetian Sea. Especially the daring adventures of Jait Talonwood. He was a little childhood hero of mine. So what do you say? Would you like to sail the open seas in pursuit of fame and the rarest treasures?
Yes, I would.
I was kind of just playing around, but I like your enthusiasm. Maybe we should set sail for the coasts of Hammerfell sometime, after we're done with everything here in Skyrim. I'm glad you're here.
Do you have a moment to talk?
All right.
Do you have any funny stories to tell while you were back on the island?
Yes, I do. Don't tell anyone else, though. Sometime back when I was still mortal, my parents ordered an entire keg of Ultimate Golden Pear wine. And yes, I know my parents were weird, but like any other Nord royalty, they did like their wine. Anyway, what I did next was probably the most stupid and one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. One afternoon, I snuck down into the cellar while everyone was asleep, and I thought, maybe I should have a quick swig of this. And the next thing I knew, I was laying flat on my belly with both my parents yelling at me. I supposedly finished the entire keg.
That was rather amusing.
Yes, it was. But getting hungover really isn't. Do you need something?
Do you have a moment to talk?
Oh? What is it?
Do you have a horse?
Oh, horseback
I don't
riding.
think I do.
Never had to travel much back on the island. Though, it wouldn't hurt to try. Tell you what, take me to a stable owner, and we can get myself a horse.
How will you even learn to ride it?
We'll cross that hurdle when we get there. So, what's on your mind?
Do you have a moment to talk?
Do you need something?
Have you ever considered putting up a shop after your adventuring days are over?
I have, actually. And if I wasn't an adventurer now, I would probably be running a shop or two. Maybe even a conglomerate, if the Divines would permit. Ever since I was a child back on the island, I'd particularly be interested in the merchants that would come to our castle every now and then. Of course, these were weird merchants, to say the least, with peculiar and eccentric collections. These vendors make even Bellathor look weird. My father was kind of into those things, though. I mean, it wasn't anything particularly weird for someone who fancied himself as vampire royalty, and who also was a staunch Daedra worshipper. Point is, there was just something in how these men sold and marketed their products. Kinda made me interested in the whole shopkeeping thing. Weird shopkeeping things, but still. The Tale of the Great Moth Priest Hunt.
Do you have a
Not something I'd want to read. All right.
What's a song you know?
The Dusk on Anvil Harbor. It's a song my mom used to sing to me back on the island. I hope you like it. Waves touch the coast, harbored in twilight's blue. From dawn came the sunlight, and with dusk it fades from our view. Calm embraces the sky, while storms rage in our hearts. For honor, glory, and love, from Anvil we do depart. The fire lights the path, and the salt, it sprays in our eyes. But warriors born of stone, they are never afraid to die. Bells on the docks, they cry out for the mortal day, and winds sing the dirge for the words we never could say. And sails fly out half-mast in the color of evening's hue, and tears break the silence for the children we almost knew. When dawn kissed the ocean, from the golden light came our birth. And when dusk falls on the harbor, to the golden shores we will return. What now?
Do you have a moment to talk?
Do you need something?
Do you know any other spells besides the usual ones you've shown so far?
By the Divines. I just realized. I've been casting the usual Drain Life and Ice Spike spells so much. You must think my exceptionalism in Magicka is, well, laughable. Well, I'll prove that I did learn more than 3 spells in the last 1,000 years. The essentials like Candlelight, Oak Flesh, some conjuration spells like Flame Atronach, and even some healing spells. If I haven't been casting them now, I'll cast them more.
Do you have a moment to talk?
Oh? What is it?
Do you have any funny stories to tell while you were back on the island?
Yes. My mother had to leave the island for some urgent business one day, so I snuck into her laboratory. You know. But one thing did catch my eye. That brandy. I didn't really consider why she even... It truly tasted like something else. So I decided to finish... I was already a vampire at this point. But when my mother did come home, though, she was angry. Most definitely. She said it costed a premium, and that it was meant... And as a punishment, I got janitorial duties around the castle for the better part of the month. And even as a vampire, to me, that felt like a long time.
Did you know that Garen was part of House RIZZ? They controlled much of the southeast of Morrowind.
Do you have a moment to talk?
At least back in my day.
Oh? What is it?
Have you ever made up a song of your own?
I have, actually. I call it Old Stone Walls. It's relatively new. I haven't worked out the tune of it completely, but it just sort of came to me a few nights back. It's about, well, just listen. You'll see. Old stone wall, towering over the sea, but a candle light high up, shining brightly, all alone, sitting in the bay window, tear-stained eyes, and the waves crash below.
I'm going to find whoever did this.
Old stone walls, deep down in the dark. Long lost hopes and secrets sealing my heart. But then you were there, reaching out your hand, and for just a moment I was brought to life again. Old stone walls, I've seen so many now. Tales and stories, and the joy of being dragged around. Your smile so bright, I could go blind. But that's okay if you stay by my side. Cold dripping leather, the smell of rain. You fast asleep as I study your face. Old stone walls, they don't hold me anymore. I'm happy where I am, in the grip of your arms.
Do you need something? I'm a sorceress, and a damn good one too.
Do you have a moment to talk?
Do you need something?
Are there any other songs you know of?
You know that Imperial song, The Age of Oppression? That and the other one, The Age of Aggression, I think it was anyway. Ugh, oh wait, sorry. I got them mixed up. Point is, each basically propaganda for each side. And likewise, if you... I thought I'd make something which won't get anyone killed. Hopefully more inclusive, barring the Thalmor. We drink to our youth, for the days come and gone, for the age of invasion is just about done. We'll drive out the Thalmor and restore what we own. With our blood and our steel, we will take back our home. Down with the Thalmor, the bringers of chains. On the day of their death, we will drink and we'll sing. We're the children of Skyrim, and we fight all our lives. And when Sovngarde beckons, every one of us dies. But this land is ours, and we'll see it wiped clean of the scourge that has sullied our hopes and our dreams.
Oh? What is it?
Do you have a moment to talk?
Do you need something?
Sing me something you know.
Alright, here goes. A special song for you. I'm sure you know it. Our hero claims a warrior's heart. I tell you, the Dragonborn comes. With a voice-wielding power of the ancient Nord art. Believe, the Dragonborn comes. It's an end to the evil of all Skyrim's foes. Beware, the Dragonborn comes. For the darkness has passed and the legend yet grows. You'll know the Dragonborns come. Yes?
Do you have a moment to talk?
Do you need something?
Sing me something, Serana.
Sure. Which song?
Sing me Old Stone Walls, Serana.
Sure. With or without a lute?
With a lute.
Got it. Okay, here goes. If anyone's going to survive the longest here, it's Fura. From what I've seen,
What's on your mind?
lust for power only get people. I was just thinking about some alchemical principles. Comprehension, destruction. You first need to understand the structure of what you're trying to transmute. Like, then there's deconstruction. You break down the wheat into a... Finally, there's reconstruction. You use the energy and materials created from the deconstruction to make what you're trying to make. Like the health potion.
Old stone walls, deep down in the dark. Long.
Yes?
Were you always a vampire?
That's a long story.
I want to hear it.
I guess we kind of have to go way back to the very... The first vampire came from Molag. Molag Bal is for those willing to subjugate themselves. He will still bestow the gift, but they must be powerful in their own right before earning. Nobody's ever asked me that before. I don't know. I think mostly I hate when it's done to my family.
It sounds like you weren't thinking clearly.
I'm not sure it's really to judge us. My family. Let's just move on from here, okay?
Are you all right?
Don't. Just leave me alone for a bit.
Old stone walls. I've seen so many now.
See if we can get the good ending again.
That's
Whoops.
a long story.
I want to hear it.
I guess we kind of have to go way back to the very beginning. For those willing to subjugate
How
themselves,
did you actually become a
he will
vampire,
still
then?
bestow the gift. The ceremony was degrading. Let's not revisit that, but we all took part in it. Not really wholesome
How
family
has it affected your
activity,
family?
but I guess it's definitely been a bad thing on the whole.
Are you all right?
Don't. Just leave me alone for a bit.
Old dripping leather, the smell of...
So, what do you want to talk about? Do let me know if you need anything.
I leave politics to other. The Lord of the... Find your own thrall. This one's mine.
Why me?
Sit down and enjoy yourself.
Did I file all the combat records yet? Better double check. Hello there. Bye.
Hey, Cupcake.
Can't you leave a vampire to her musings? Going to work on that complexion, are we? Try rubbing some Void Salt on beforehand.
Okay, guys, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna loot this whole castle, because that's the kind of person I am, and I'm not gonna make you guys watch all that. So, this is gonna be, you know, just episode
So,
Serana. I mean,
what's
that's
on
pretty
your
much
mind?
what's gonna be, what I'm gonna title it. But, yeah, and then we'll come back after I've looted the whole thing, and I have my wife who's here looking, they look fantastic. And, after I've looted the whole thing, I'll come back and we'll start on the quest
on your
there.
mind?
I read this book once. Oh, that was ages ago, really. And it had a very sweet love story between a woman and a vampire. Of course, it was so silly, too. The vampire glowed in the sun. Whoever came up with that hogwash